Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3900. Yeah, 3900. This is the very big target that we achieve. Sorry, I achieve. Okay, yeah. 3900 artifact episode. Like, by the way, I kind of like a record more than that artifact. Okay, yeah. Like, there are so many kind of like artifact that I didn't really put the name as a number. Okay, but roughly almost like a 4000 plus artifact that I recorded till now throughout this entire 11-year of journey of experience of artifact. It's been really great. Whatever. Okay, so let's just jump into the question. By the way, okay, today's date is a February 21 2026. It's been almost like a morning at 9:42 a.m. All right, now let's just jump into the question. Okay, so by the way, I wrote this question in here. Okay, yeah, this is the book, really good book. Okay, you should supposed to read it. Okay, so basically it's this thing that I started reading this book. My new year resolution is that I just have to start reading the book. And I recently complete one book, Psychology of Money by Morgan House. Like, this is not that book, this is the Atomic Habit, but like this is a previous book that I read, and it was like a really good kind of like a give me experience regarding about money and things and that. So I will gonna ask kind of like a some question regarding about do I know about that particular thing or not. Okay, so question is, what idea from the book made me stop and think that's exactly how money works? Okay, yeah. So first of all, what is at least this question, and why am I asking this question to myself? This is money related question. As I mentioned, couple of like basically just a couple of days ago, I was kind of like somebody complete my book Psychology of Money by Morgan House. Yeah, Morgan House. Yes, and this book is like a really good. This question is actually came from that book. Why am I asking this question? Books are a kind of like a somebody is this thing that ki very much essential thing to getting the information about what you think and what you not think and that. I read the book, yeah, but I was kind of like a making sure that the information that in the book is I absorb or not. So that's why I'm actually asking this question to myself to understand regarding about what is that the book tell me, and as also is this thing that how do I supposed to implement and that. Okay, yeah. Now regarding about the question says that what idea from the book made me think and stop that's how exactly money works. Okay, how do you like what do you think about how does money works and things like that? Okay, from my point of perspective, okay, yeah, like what exactly book tell me and what exactly my experience told me, I kind of like give the mixture of both of them. Okay, yeah. So first of all is that money is a very much essential factor in our life. Okay, yeah, it define who we are, and because of money you can solve 90% of your problem. Yeah, literally 90% of your problem is actually solved by the money. Most of people say this thing, money can't buy happiness. That is false. Yes, money can money can buy happiness or not, it's completely up to the person, but money can solve the problem. That is definitely true. Definitely true. Almost 90% of your problem, like anyone's problem, is actually solved by the money. 90%. So that is very much essential. Having less problem, that means it kind of like a bring you more happiness. Okay, so money is a very much essential factor in our life. Okay, yeah. So what I'm saying is this thing that money can't buy happiness. I'm not really sure about this statement right or wrong, but money can solve the problem. 90% of the problem is actually solved by the money. You, me, everyone are kind of like somebody chasing money because money are really essential. It kind of like somebody is this thing that it's our survival tool and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now how does money work? Okay, how does money work? Like is this money is a kind of like a system or kind of like a mechanism? Well, yeah, it is a mechanism. Okay, yeah. Because of money you buy stuff. and because of money you spend stuff. Okay, yeah. And yeah, it's a system. My goal is that ki how does money work is a kind of like a feels like that ki let's just understand that ki from this point of question I might understand that ki like how should you supposed to be kind of like a somebody money that you earn. Okay, yeah, like how does money works means like that ki how kind of like somebody you earn the money. Okay, how much you earn the money. And basically this thing na ki how I earn money is a kind of like a very typical answer that our society tell us. Okay, yeah. What is a typical answer? I am belong to the India, so my answer would be associate from my surrounding. I am not from US, I'm not from Europe, so I'm not really sure about their surrounding. Okay, yeah, because regarding about money, every civilization or every community have different approach towards looking at the money. Okay, yeah. I am belong to the India, I born in middle class family. Okay, I am not that rich. Okay, we are just a kind of like just normal people and things like that. Okay, yeah. So I'm kind of like telling you from my point of perspective what is exactly that key, how I see like how does my community or how does my people kind of like tell me that how does money work. Okay, how do I supposed to be earn money. Okay, yeah. So first of all is that key you have to do your education till the age of kind of like a till the age of 25. Okay, make sure you have to graduate till the age of 25. Okay, yeah. You have to get a job till the age of 27, and you have to get married till the age of 30. You have to get a child till the age of 31. So this is a kind of like a something the steps that my community kind of like a somebody tell us that this is the step. Okay, now what about money? How you should supposed to be earn money? You can earn money by education. Okay, like do your education, do your graduation, do your things. When you do graduation in any kind of like a field, you aware of that thing, then you kind of like get a job in particular company or kind of like a government job or things like that. Okay, yeah. Then you get a job, then you earn money. Okay, yeah. So this is a kind of like a something the system that my community or my surrounding tell me that ki, this is the way that how you earn money. But throughout my life, I am 32 by the way, and I kind of like realize a lot. Let me tell you about myself. I am 32, I am living with my parents, and I am not earning any money. Okay, yeah, that is true. Yes, I'm kind of like feel like pathetic, but I realize a lot regarding about money. Okay, yeah. First of all is that ki my society is a kind of like a telling us something very wrong approach towards the money. And why is that? Because of that ki like let me tell you one thing. Okay, yeah. Like if I ask question to you, okay, yeah, do you want to become rich? Okay, yeah. Most of people are gonna say yes, I want to become rich. Yes, I want to become rich. But like if so many people are kind of like say yes, they want to become rich, but they are not taking action to become rich. Like let's just say 100 out of 99 people will gonna say I want to become rich, but 100 out of only 2 people will gonna become rich. Why? Because only those 2 people will gonna take the action and they will become rich. Okay, yeah. Now this is a kind of like some things. Okay, yeah. But this question is kind of like a depend upon who do you ask and when do you ask. Okay, yeah. Means like that. Let's just say you ask this question to teenager. His age is late 20s. Okay, yeah. They will gonna say yes, I want to become rich. I want to become rich. Same question answer to the same people at the age of 25, their answer might gonna say this thing. No, yaar, dude, I don't want to reach and things like that. Like basically this thing that I just want a job. Okay, yeah. And if you ask same question to the same people at the age of 30, they might gonna say, I'm doing my job. That's it. I don't want to become rich and things like that. Okay, yeah. This is a really legit experiment, by the way. Okay, yeah. Why is that? Why does people like don't want to become rich? What exactly is the reason? Is that key? when we are the teenager, okay, yeah, we are just a kind of like a something that ki we think that ki being rich means like a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, like at early 20s, we don't know regarding about kind of like a something mean money. We don't know how the money works and things and that, and we just only see that ki because of the money we could get so many stuff, and because of having more money means you could get more stuff, so that means you have to be rich. So everyone wants to be rich early 20s. But when that particular person came to the age of 25, he realized a lot. He realized that he, what kind of like a person am I? Am I that particular person to become a rich? Like basically till the age of 25, you understand yourself much more about that ki am I that particular person? Am I that particular person to rich? Am I that particular person to earning that much amount of money or not, or things and that. That realization is actually happened till the age of 25, because you done your education, you complete your graduation, now you are kind of like hustling for a job or things or that and that and that. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing na, it just not kind of like a somebody gives you it kind of like a somebody is this thing na, that feeling of that ki you will not gonna become rich, that feeling will kind of like a somebody became kind of like a somebody that ki like a it will not gonna change, it will kind of like a stay with you, it connect with your mentality. Okay, yeah. And that's why you kind of like a say this thing, no, I might not become rich. Okay, yeah. And when you ask the same question to the same people at the age of 30, their answer would be very stagnant. They will gonna say, why do I want to become rich? Like I am kind of like a good enough, I'm doing my job and things like that. Okay, yeah. Like I'm kind of like a good enough. Like basically it's this thing that key they don't want to become rich. Okay, yeah. Now let me tell you one thing. I'm living in India, so I am kind of like a telling you from Indian context point of perspective. Okay, I'm not really sure about US and Europe, other part of the world. Okay, in here, being rich means like that being corrupted. Yeah, this is the kind of like a definition are actually exist in India. In today's point of perspective, I'm not really sure about the future. In today's point of perspective, being rich means like that most of people think that na you are corrupted or you are wrong or you are like a haramkhor or you are like a yeah like a lot of not good quality attached with your personality if you are kind of consider you if you are rich, and that is true, that is true, legitimately true. Okay, yeah. But why is that, why is that, why does people don't want to become rich? And another thing is that why does people attach that corrupted kind of like a somebody the personality to the rich person? Why does that, why does people kind of like a somebody think like that? It is actually happened is because of that he basically is this thing, India is a kind of like a somebody very diverse country, there are multiples of people that actually exist, and as also is this thing throughout most of the population, almost like a 90% of the population are poor. Okay, yeah, throughout the history and things like that, and the 10% of the people who are kind of like somebody ultra luxury rich. Okay, so a poor people have mindset that the people who are rich are not right. Okay, yeah. So they attach that personality, and that personality will kind of like somebody grow bigger throughout the time. Okay, yeah. So that's why most of people kind of like thinks that being rich means being wrong. Okay, in Indian context point of perspective. Okay, now because of this thought process that being rich means being wrong, that thought process expand throughout the generation. Like my mother told me that rich people are like wrong people. Okay, yeah. As well as my father told me same as too. So they also told me that rich people are wrong too. Okay, yeah. My society, my parents are kind of like tell me that rich people is a wrong and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now basically is this thing that I started recording Artifact, and because of Artifact I understand what is at least and that and that and that. Okay, yeah. Let me give you perspective. Not every rich person is wrong. Okay, yeah. And not all poor person is right. Okay, yeah. Like what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, na, ki, yeah, I am belong to the India, and most of the people, rich people, are little bit of corrupted and things like that. We actually associate richness means political and things and that, and he's a corrupted, he kind of like stealing money from the people and things and that and that. Okay, yeah. But is this thing, when I look deep inside, there are so many good people are exist, and they became rich from their effort and things like that. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. And I realize one thing. That ki if you want to become rich, you have to break that psychology of mindset. That ki being rich means wrong. Okay, and this is very hard for me. This is illegitimately very hard for me, because my parents are told me that ki get a stable job on 25 to 35,000 rupees. That's it. You settle your life. I was like, why 25? Why 35? Why I cannot reach 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, or things like that? Why do I settle myself in particular period of money? Okay, yeah. And this is what kind of like somebody is this thing. I ask this question to myself so much regarding about why do I supposed to be kind of like somebody on this much amount of money and that. Then I kind of like start looking at this thing. Then I realize that okay, yeah, the amount of money that you earn is depend upon how much value that you are providing to the society, to the company, to the surrounding situation. Okay, let me give you context. Let me elaborate that particular thing. I am the employee of particular company. I work there for almost like a 8 hour, 10 hour, 12 hour of my life. I put lot of effort. Okay, yeah. But after I put effort, how much salary am I credited at the end of the month? Probably 15,000. That's it. For your point of perspective, you might gonna earn so much, like probably 20,000 or things like that, or maybe 35,000. Okay, yeah. Like why? Like I put the effort, na, and basically my society always tell me that ki you put the effort, you earn money. Okay, yeah. I am putting effort. I am putting 10 hour, 12 hour of my doing a job and things. I'm putting a lot of effort. Why am I earning very less amount of money? What is exactly reason is that? It's because of that ki my effort is kind of like providing very less value to my company. Very less value. Like basically this thing, if I'm gonna say my company is kind of like a growing, okay, yeah, how much I put the contribution? Probably 1% or maybe less than that, because I am just an employee. I am just a CAD modeler. I kind of like make my design on AutoCAD, Creo, CATIA, or things like that. Okay, yeah. And basically this thing, that's it. Okay, yeah. So am I putting value? No. I am using my company's desktop. I'm going to the office. I'm kind of like staying that or office, kind of like taking the AC, using their computer, whatever they are kind of. I'm just putting my effort. Okay, that's it. There is nothing at all. So basically, this thing now, I am not putting value that much. So when I'm not putting that much value, I am not earning that much amount of money. Okay, yeah. So that's why I have little less salary. Okay. Now comparison to my manager, she kind of like simply do a job for 8 hours. That's it. And she on the clock. She kind of like do 8 hours and she will gone. In the 8 hours, she just do time pass. She just manage the people. Okay, you have to do this, do that. In ground reality, she will not gonna do any kind of like a work. She just kind of like simply lead the people, do this project this way, that way. Her salary is almost like a 1 lakh rupees. I was kind of like question that ki why she has a 1 lakh rupees salary and why I have 15,000 rupees salary. Then I realized that she is a manager of the company. She manage hundreds of employees like me. Okay, yeah. So she has a responsibility of hundreds of people to kind of like do their work properly. Okay, yeah. And if she didn't do any kind of like a work, then hundreds of employees of value will not gonna contribute to the company revenue. Okay, yeah. So basically, her responsibility is much more valuable to the company. If she didn't really do any kind of like a job, then what exactly happened, that the company will gonna loss almost like a 70% of the profit. Okay, yeah. So it is really important designation. That manager post is a very important designation. She manage hundreds of the employee like me. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing na, she has a power of hundreds of people. Okay, yeah. So that makes her value is much more. Okay, yeah. Like my value for the contribution would be less than 1%. Her contribution would be 40 to 50%. Okay, yeah. So I realize that's why she kind of like a getting that much amount of money, 1 lakh rupees salary. So this is what it is. This is what kind of like I realize that na ki value, how much value that you provided to company. If you providing so much amount of value, you are earning so much amount of money. You are just an employee, you will earn little less. You are team leader, you will earn little bit more. You are manager, you are earning much more. You are a kind of like a VP or kind of like a somebody is this thing or vice president, you are earning very much. And you are the chairman or you are CEO, you will gonna earn like big, almost like a big chunk of your money. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Okay, this is what kind of like a thing is that now. So I realize one thing. Okay, yeah. Money is not associated with the effort. Yeah, effort is essential. Okay, effort is essential, but effort of what? Effort of what? Okay, yeah. Let's just say that ki a construction worker make the building. Okay, yeah, make the building. A construction worker kind of like a put the effort, put heart and soul and sweat and everything to make the building. Okay, yeah. But does he own the building? No, he's not. Why? What exactly is he make the building? Na? He make the building. Okay, yeah. But he didn't make the building by alone. Okay, yeah. Even if that particular person alone he make that building, still he won't be able to own that building. Why is that? Okay, yeah. Because for making the building, there are so many things are really required. Not just making the building, just material, where the material came from. There are so many material like soil, reti, gitti, iron rods and things and that, as also equipment. Okay, there are so many stuff too. Okay, yeah. Another thing is that legal thing, you cannot make building anywhere. Okay, yeah, you need a land. Okay, yeah. So you have to do a kind of like assembly, do the legal stuff, buy the land first. Okay, after you land, you have to buy the permission to make the building. Okay, yeah. There are so many things are really required to make the building. Not just construction of the building is not the making a building. There are so many things really required. Land, permission, material, gathering people, kind of like a things. As a chairman who arrange all those things, he kind of like a get the permission, get the land, get the material, get the people, get the construction of the people. They kind of like a make the building, the equipment. So after I put so much amount of getting things, that's why I'm actually earning so much amount of more. Even if I'm not putting effort to make building, like I'm not kind of like a go to the kind of like a somebody building and kind of like a somebody, okay, yeah, do this kind of like a construction worker. No, it's not. I am just kind of like a somebody at my kind of like a somebody at my office with AC on. I'm kind of like a doing my work, that how do I supposed to kind of like a handle this, handle that, handle that, handle that, handle that, handle that, and then I will make my building. So after I make my building, I will get bigger cut because I took the risk of getting all those things. Okay, I'm getting all those things. So that's why I am rich. Okay, that's why I'm earning more. Okay, so it is really essential that if you want to become rich, you have to put the effort. But effort in what? Risk. Effort in what? Risk. Okay, what is exactly risk? Same example. Let's take a same example. A construction worker make the building, that is true, yeah, but he does not have a risk. He might have a risk probably in construction site. Okay, yeah, but those are very safety net. Like there are so many safety protocols are actually exist and things and that. Okay, yeah. So he might not have that much risk. Okay, yeah, obviously is this thing that building will kind of like a somebody will kind of like a become better or not, he will not gonna care about at all. He is actually earning money every single day. He kind of like a putting effort, he's taking the money every single day. Okay, yeah, he is not putting any effort, sorry, he is not putting any kind of like a risk. Okay, yeah, but risk is actually came from the owner of the building. After he make the building, what if the customer didn't really came? He kind of like a take that risk. So person who take that risk can earn so much amount of money. So let me tell you one thing, effort is not meant to be how much physical effort that, sorry, how much physical effort that you do, is effort that how much risk and how much mental stress that you take. Okay, yeah, so you have to be little bit stressed to get little bit rich. But is that right? Like basically is this thing, taking risk is a kind of like a somebody is this thing responsible for earning more money? I think yeah, probably. I think that na ki that is true. You have to take the risk and you have to earn money. Okay, yeah. Right. So like basically these are kind of like a things na I understand throughout this time. Okay, like since I'm recording artifact and things and that, I get realization regarding about thing, and as also the book too. Okay, yeah, book kind of like a vividly tell me regarding about everything, that how do you supposed to be earn money or things and that. Okay, yeah, now I told you that regarding about how should you supposed to be money work, or how should you supposed to be kind of like earn the money or things and that. Okay, yeah, there are so many ways to earn money are actually exist in the world. Okay, yeah, some require risk, some doesn't really require risk. Okay, let me give you the understanding a little bit better. Okay, yeah, the amount of money that you earn is because of risk. Okay, that is true, that is true. Okay, yeah, but the amount of money that you earn more when you kind of like somebody improve yourself much more better. Okay, what is exactly improve yourself much more better means what? Realization. I am getting that realization regarding about how the money work. I'm saying this, I'm saying in front of you, I am getting realization. That realization is a very much essential factor. Let me tell you a little bit of things. If you have to improve, or if you have to kind of like a make yourself better, you have to unlearn things. Like unlearn, like you have to be whatever the things that you learn, you have to unlearn, you have to delete the things that you learn. What is exactly I delete? My parents, my society kind of like a tell me that if you want to better life, you have to do a job, stick with the 25,000 rupees earning money that per month, that's it. Okay, my father, my parents told me that this is the way that you have to earn money, you have to put effort, constantly effort and things like that, and then you kind of like earn money. That is very very wrong thing. I learned by myself that effort is not the only thing. Like everyone put the effort, I put the effort, the construction worker is there putting the effort, Elon Musk is also put the effort. But why does Elon Musk actually rich? Is because of he take the risk. He took the risk of EV cars, he took the risk of kind of like assembly SpaceX, he took the risk of Neuralink and things like that. His innovation is for the future, not for today. So that's why he's actually earning money today much more. So that's what I realized that. Okay, yeah, that key basically is this thing, that key, like my parents, my society kind of like tell me that you have to put the effort, but they don't really tell me the risk, they don't really tell me the kind of like some places thing that key, what exactly risk means what, and things like that. Okay, yeah, now another thing. Okay, there is also another thing that I want. Okay, yeah, I think that na ki being rich, there are multiple ways. Okay, first of all is that ki you have to provide a something value to the people. Okay, as I mentioned. Now, what is exactly value? Okay, what is exactly value? Let's just take I am the owner of the building, and I make that building. Okay, I am the owner. I kind of like somebody. I took all those effort, permission, land, things, that and that. I make the building. Okay, yeah, it has almost like a 50 apartment. I have to be sell that 50 apartment. Okay, yeah. So 50 families are came to me and they bought the apartment. Okay, yeah, and I'm actually earning money. But how am I earn money? Is I'm providing value to the 50 families. 50 families, that's it. Because my building is not kind of like a capable enough to kind of like somebody have more family. If I want, then I have to make another building and things like that and that. Okay, yeah. So my all my effort that I put for making the building is providing the value only 50 families. Only 50 families, that's it. Okay, not more than that. Okay, yeah. So how much money that I earn is kind of like a simply how much value that I'm providing, how much value that I'm providing. That's it. Like my value that I'm providing to the 50 families. Okay, yeah. So I am earning money from that 50 families and that's it. Not gonna more than that. But what if you kind of like a simply put the value to the millions of people? How does it actually happen? Like how should you supposed to be kind of like a somebody make something that value to the millions of people? How should you supposed to do this thing? Take an example. I make EV cars. Okay, yeah. I kind of like started making EV cars. That EV car will not gonna consume fuel. It will kind of like run on electricity, which is a pure form of kind of like a source. Okay, yeah. It will not gonna kind of like create any pollution things and that and that and that. So basically I am kind of like providing value to the millions of people, so I might gonna earn so much amount of money, right? Yeah. Wrong. Okay, wrong. Why wrong? Why wrong? Okay, let me tell you another thing. There are so many things are actually involved in that thing. If let's just say this era is a 2004. Okay, yeah. I am the chairman, sorry, I have kind of like a millions of dollar, and I realize that key electric car is the next future car. Okay, yeah. So I spend all my monies to make a kind of like a assembly company named Tesla and kind of like a make EV cars. Okay, yeah, and I kind of like a make those cars and kind of like a market those cars, like a kind of like a sell those car. Will people will gonna buy electric car in 2004? Definitely not. Why? Why does people will not gonna buy car? Because like it's really good. Like it's not consuming any kind of like a fuel. It's run on electricity, so it is really good, really great, right? Okay, yeah. So why does not people will gonna buy car? Sometime or most of the time, okay, yeah. Whatever the effort that you put, effort means everything, risk and everything. Okay, yeah. Whatever the effort that you put, the result will not gonna seen today. The result will gonna seen tomorrow. Tomorrow means year after. Okay, yeah. So if I make electric car in 2004, I shouldn't supposed to be expect my good result in 2004 to 2005. No, I should supposed to expect my result after 10 year. After 10 year. So after 10 year, I will gonna earn so much amount of money. That is a risk. That is a risk. This is why Elon Musk is kind of like so much rich person, is because of that. He take the risk so early. He sees the future, that what exactly the future it should supposed to be, and kind of like take the early chance and early kind of like some effort. And because of his effort, right now we see the electric cars everywhere. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Sometimes your effort requires time to grow. Okay, and when it grow, it will exponentially gives you so much amount of money. Okay, yeah. If you are putting effort today and if you are earning money today, you are earning very less of your effort. Okay, yeah. But if you are putting effort today, and if you are earning money tomorrow or year after that, that money will compound, like legit compound. Example, this is thing that key today I earn, like a today I work and today I earn, let's just say 500 rupees. Okay, 500 rupees. In the 500 rupees, I kind of like a somebody spend 200 rupees, and 300 rupees I invest. 300 rupees I invest. Okay, yeah. And I did it for every single day. Every single day. Like took 200 rupees, 300 rupees invest. This is exactly what I do. That 300, 300, 300, 300, 300 compound. Okay, yeah. So after 10 year, probably that compound or principal amount would be kind of like a, let's just say, guess, like let's just say 5 lakh rupees. Okay, after kind of like a 10 year. Okay, yeah. But will I get 5 lakh rupees? No. You will get 10 lakh rupees. But it's like I just invested almost like a 5 lakh rupees, like a 300 rupees every day. So it kind of like a make 5 lakh rupees. Why am I earning more? Time, dude. Time. Okay, that is the most essential thing that most of people just like a like notice. Like basically, this is what it is. You are earning money today, you are earning less. When you are earning money tomorrow, you are earning more. That is the thing. Okay, yeah. And this is actually happened about the money. What if you implement the idea today, it will execute tomorrow. Same thing Elon Musk did. Elon Musk made electric car in 2004. Okay, yeah, he tried to sell that car, but it didn't really work out. But right now, it's exponential. Every country has electric cars and things like that. So this is what it is. The money can grow as well as the idea can grow too, and it will go much more bigger, much more, like I don't know how the fuck is it. It's like, yeah, and you will actually earn million time earn money. So this is kind of like a stuff now. It just, I don't know, I am not really sure, like and also these are not empty words. Okay, yeah, it really required effort. It really required put the effort and things that, as well as risk too. Not everyone are capable enough to take a risk. That is true. That is true. And there is no wrong thing to not take the risk. Most of the people take the risk and they lost too. Okay, yeah. So it's not that you take the risk and you earn the money. Failure is also a part of problem. Failure is also process too. You actually fail too. Sometimes risk doesn't mean reward, and that is true. You have to understand that not every risk is a right. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. So basically what I realized that throughout the time, throughout this thing and reading the book and things like that, I realized that the amount of value that you're providing to the people, that value convert into money, and you will earn so much amount of money, not today, tomorrow. Okay, yeah. But for that particular thing, you have to take a risk, willing to take a risk. Okay, yeah. And that risk is kind of like a depend upon belief. That do I believe that electric car will kind of like simply work tomorrow? Like Elon Musk does, like he actually asked this question to himself in 2004, that does electric car will gonna work? Does electric car will gonna work and things like that? Okay, yeah, that's a kind of like a doubt. But he believes that yes, electric car will be a future. Okay, yeah. So basically this thing, he took the risk is come from the belief that he believed that future would be electric car. Okay, yeah. So that's why he just put the effort. Okay, yeah. It's not good all the time. Taking risk is wrong. That is true. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing that Elon must already have so much amount of money. He can willing to take the risk. Okay, yeah, because his family is not on the line, his house is not on the line, his career is not on the line. Even if he lost kind of like a couple of millions of dollar or couple of billions of dollar, doesn't really happen with him, doesn't really affect him that much. But if I do this thing, it affect me so much. I might gonna kind of like went into the street to started living in the street. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Okay, sometimes risk is not good too, and that's why our society kind of like tell us, or my society tell us that ki sometimes risk is not really good too. I realized that why my parents kind of like taught me this, why my parents are kind of like tell me that ki put the effort, earn this much amount of money and that and that. Because that is one of the safest way to earn money. Yeah, safest way. And every possible parents are wants to be their child should supposed to be safe. Not every parents are want to be their child should supposed to take a risk. If I have to give the advice to my kids, what kind of like advice should I supposed to give? Like take the risk? Will I that particular parent that kind of like say this thing, take the risk? No, I will not gonna say this thing. I will gonna say do a job, do a kind of like somebody earn kind of like a little bit amount of money and things and that, and gradually kind of like improve yourself. Okay, yeah. Even if I know everything regarding about all those kind of like stuff and that, I will not gonna kind of like take this, give this advice to my child. Why? Because I love my child. Like it's not really born yet, but I will gonna learn, I will gonna love my child. And that is true, because is this thing na ki my parents are not wrong. Okay, they just kind of like somebody tell me the what is actually safest way to kind of like somebody what is actually right way to earn money. Okay, that is true. Now if you are kind of like listening this thing, I will kind of like give you advice because I don't know you, so that's why I don't really love you. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, if you have to take the advice, you have to take my advice or things like that, and that is all true. That is like you have kind of like all the evidence and things and that. But if I know you, or maybe probably you are kind of like somebody my child or things, will I able to give this advice? I will not. And this is what it is, dude. This is what kind of like a thing. A society always kind of like somebody gives us a kind of like such a solution that safety is very much essential, na? Okay, yeah. Like having little less money, that is okay, but being alive is a essential thing, na? You have to be alive to kind of like somebody really good and things like that. Like you are kind of like started investing money since the kind of like a childhood, and tomorrow you will gonna die. What is actually the meaning of that earning money and things like that? Okay, so there are so many factors are actually involved, so many things are actually involved. Okay, I think that na ki this is how I learn regarding about money from the book. Yeah, the book kind of like tell me regarding about compounding. There are so many stuff that I learn, as also from my experience and things and that. All right, so this is just my kind of like a thought process regarding about money. Okay, and take it this advice or not take this advice, I'm not really sure. It's completely up to you. It's depend upon, and there are so many things I didn't really talk about that thing. Like I didn't really talk about the idea, I didn't really talk about the kind of like somebody is this thing that key execution process. There are so many things, the share market things, there are a lot of things. I will gonna ask almost like a 20 question regarding about those money stuff, psychology about the money, and I will gonna give the little bit of like my personal advice or probably mix of both, okay, from book and my advice. So this is it, thank you.